Welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here at the Boys and Girls Club of Detroit Lakes Thrift Store and more. And I've got Jen Zimmerman here with me today. And we're continuing our series on recycling and reusing, and especially in time for the holidays, what a great opportunity to put some of those skills at work. And Jen is, we're told, is a great shopper, a thrift store shopper. We're not only going to talk about reusing, but how people shop thrift stores and get some ideas and also some tips maybe for some thrifty gifts, and how people are looking. You've got a couple different kinds of shoppers at thrift stores. You like to look into the reusing. You like to make
Yes,
things, reuse them.
Yes.
And then there's also the folks that collect things. So Jen, what has been your experience? And we'll walk right here in the furniture area. And what do you shop for at a thrift store, and how do you reuse it?
The furniture department is probably my favorite part of the thrift store. It's the first place I come to, and what I'm looking for are things that need a little bit of work. Something that I could put my personal touch on and modify and use either in my own home or give to somebody else.
Okay, well, let's walk through the furniture here, and you can keep on talking about some of the ways that you use things.
Sure. One thing that I did do for my own home was I took a couple of vintage suitcases and I used it for a side table on my bed. I found a really neat base of a table, and then I put two suitcases stacked on top of each other, and it just made a really neat side table by my bed, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So people can look for things. Would you say
different
stuff
pieces that you can put together? You could take a base and then put something else on top of it. You could find a really neat table that needs just a little bit of refinishing, or if you want to paint it all black to match your existing decor, that works great too. Okay. So the possibilities really are endless.
All right.
And you just kind of, you really got to check it out on almost on a daily or weekly basis, because there's new things coming in all the time. And,
so how often do you come to the thrift store?
Probably once, if not twice a week. So that's the thing, though. You have to come often. Things are changing every day. A lot of things are even coming out hour by hour. So yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right. And how did you get into shopping at a thrift store?
I grew up very thrifty. My mom instilled that into me, and just found that your dollar goes so much farther at a thrift store, and you find things that are very unique. You go into a lot of stores and you see the same thing, the same style all the time, whereas you come to the thrift store and you have many different styles from different eras, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see it all.
Jen Zimmerman is here with Hometown Happenings, me and Hometown Happenings at the Thrift Store and More in Detroit Lakes, and we are going through learning how to shop a thrift store, some of the reuse and collectibles that you can find, and we're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here with Jen Zimmerman. We're at the Thrift Store and More in Detroit Lakes, the Boys and Girls Club Thrift Store and More. And Jen is a super shopper at the thrift store. She is a collector. And we're talking actually about reusing and recycling, especially in time for the holidays. What a great opportunity to maybe get into thrift storing. Or is there an actual term for this?
Junking, treasure hunting, yes, all of the above.
All right, so now we've talked to you about you do some reusing furniture, and what are some other things that you look for when you come to the thrift store?
Well, we are in the collectible area, and there are items that I've also purchased in the collectible area. One idea that you can do for holidays, Thanksgiving coming up, is you can take an assortment of plates and mix them up and match them. They look really neat when it's not all the same exact thing. What I have done is I've taken an assortment of these blue plates, all in different patterns, but along that blue and white line, and mixed them up and put them on a table, and they look just gorgeous. Another idea I've done too is I've taken different wine and champagne glasses, different heights, turn them upside down and put candles on top of them, and they make a beautiful centerpiece for Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. So
great ideas.
It's a Another great department in
All
the thrift store.
And you never know what you're going to find. Like you said, you have to come and shop. And boy, look here, Dan Olson from Natural Innovations, also at the thrift store.
Yeah, hi, how are you doing?
All right. Now Dan, are you funny we should find you in a thrift store. I know that you are a thrift store shopper.
Yeah, you know, I've bought a lot of things here for myself, clothing and even shoes. And as a matter of fact, I think this shirt that I've got on, I've got at a thrift store. I'm not sure if it was this one, but I'm pretty sure it's a thrift store shirt. But so I buy a lot of things for myself, but I also buy things for other people, especially things that if I know someone is a collector of something. And as we look in this particular table right here, there's antique fishing lures, which would be great for somebody, you know, a fisherman or an outdoorsman type of person would think that would be a great gift. And as I was just looking over here, there's an old vintage game of Monopoly, which probably won't be here a whole lot longer because I think I'm probably going to pick that up. But so, you know, for things like people who collect things, and you already mentioned some of the glassware items and stuff are really great, make really great gift ideas.
And I know the jewelry is also, and we were talking to Jennifer, and she also was talking about the jewelry, how you can reuse the jewelry as well, and not only that, or if you might find a nice bejeweled item as well.
Yeah, and aside from gifts, getting back to some of the things that I've looked for and have purchased for use in my own home are appliances. And kitchen items and plates and silverware and knives and that type of thing, especially for kids that are going off to college or something like that. It's a great place to come in and stock up on those kind of items really inexpensively. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking of some of the other the things that I've looked for and purchased here. Again, you know, you mentioned the clothing. Some of it is like, I know some of it is brand new stuff that they get. I'm not sure where it comes from, but brand new clothing items as well as the used items.
No, as Jennifer had said too, it's you need to come back. And I mean, you can come in once or twice, but it really, the key is to finding those treasures, is coming back again and again.
If you really want to find those special items and like the treasures you're mentioning, you do have to come. You know, I come at least once or twice a week, and there's many days I leave here with nothing in my hand, which is probably a good thing. But every once in a while I come across something like, oh wow, how is this still here kind of thing, and pick it up and run to the till with it, because it's really quite a special item sometimes.
And I have a feeling because we're stopped at this Monopoly, this window.
Yeah, I've been looking at that game and I'm thinking about it, so like I said, it might not be here that much longer. So.
Right. Dan Olson is here with me at the Thrift Store and More, the Boys and Girls Club Thrift Store and More here in Detroit Lakes. We're talking about reusing, recycling, and gifting is part of that with the holidays coming up, and we're getting some tips. We have Jen Zimmerman on hand as well, and Dan, and talking about their experiences in the thrift store, getting a few tips. And what's another tip? I mean, you were talking about electronics and things like that, and frequenting the store.
Right, and like I said, things are different here almost every day, and so you never know what you're going to find. And a couple of the things that I've found that have worked really well for me are some nice television sets. As people upgrade to the flat screen televisions, they still sometimes are upgrading from a very nice TV like a 32-inch CRT TV with a flat screen, which for many people would probably serve their needs quite well, and has an amazing picture still. And so values like that you can still find in electronics.
All right, and there are different departments here at the Thrift Store and More, and most thrift stores are set up that way, the different areas.
Right, and I have found that this store especially is very well organized. They keep it up to date, they check on the different areas, and they update the different areas very frequently, and that's another reason I like to come here, because it is so well run.
All right. Dan Olson with Natural Innovations, also a thrift store shopper, and also Jen Zimmerman, my guest today on Hometown Happenings. And we'll walk over here to Jen, who's standing by some more of the glassware and plates, and you know, for your holiday settings at your tables, this is a great place to shop.
Yes, it is. There are so many different items that a person could pick up, and like you said too, if you know somebody who's a collector of a certain collectible, be it melt glass or depression glass, different things, you can find it here, and then you can give them that piece that they've maybe been searching for years, and you just happen to find it here. So.
All right, treasure hunters unite here. And with that, thank you, Jen. And from the Thrift Store and More here in Detroit Lakes, Boys and Girls Club Thrift Store and More, I'm Carol McCarthy for TV3's Hometown Happenings.